Like, I loved that. It got me. And so like all these people that I used to play games with like on 360 and stuff, I was like, okay, well I'm gonna probably get a PS4. And they're like, you know what? I've got all the stuff I've been reading. I'm gonna get it too. So I got one. And then when I be on my 360 and stuff, because I still played some 360 games and stuff like that, I'd see them all like it'd be like dashboard Xbox One. I'm just like, you motherfucker.
You sons of bitches.
So like everybody ended up getting an Xbox One. So I mean, I ended up. The only reason I got it is because a friend was selling it for a much cheaper price. So I was like, you know what, for that price, it'd be worth it just to have just for some of the exclusives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad I have, but I did run into a very, very irritating thing, and that's internet went out one day. I was like, you know what, I'll play a little bit of this, like, I'll play some stuff offline. It's fine.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything because whenever I was connected to the internet, I didn't activate that as my main Xbox.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do anything. And that's when I remembered why I preferred the PS4 so much.
Yeah.
I did have a bit of an issue because whenever I got my other one, I forgot to deactivate my account on the original one that I had. So when I went to go put my stuff on there, it's like, yo, this is not your primary one. I was like, oh, great.
Fuck.
So I had to go through a lengthy process to have Sony deactivate that one as my primary so I could reactivate the other one as my primary PlayStation.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, like, from that standpoint that people always will come in and be like, hey, PS4 or Xbox, especially the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, I try to be unbiased, but I'm like, look, I've got a PS4. I can ask at least 5 out of 6 people back here what they've got, and they'll either say they have both or they have a PS4.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it really comes down to what games are out there, but it kind of goes back to the idea that overall, I mean, you look at kids who are playing games anymore, and granted, you still have the kids that are playing COD and everything, but you have a lot of kids that are playing GTA 5, which I can't really fault because I played GTA 3 at the same age, and GTA 3
See, that's the thing.
baller.
Like, my parents were pretty, like, on the ball about, like, the type of games I was
Yeah,
playing
they
for the
didn't
most part.
know. They didn't know Fallout or the.
Like, the only time I got to
was
play
really
GTA San Andreas was when I went to Cody's house after school.
Yeah,
No,
it
like-
was fun. We had good
It
times.
was just like memories of me, him, and Jesse just playing
The
GTA
first
San
one
Andreas.
I actually got to own
Mhm.
was GTA 4 because I was old enough to go buy it myself.
Yeah.
And man, what a disappointment that was.
I played a lot of GTA 4.
I
I really liked
biggest
it.
problem
have my GTA 4.
I do have
with
GTA
GTA 4 was the driving.
Yeah.
The driving was awful
Yeah,
in that game.
5 5 brought it back a lot to like the older GTA games where it was.
Well, that's the thing. Like because I got 4, I'm like, this was terrible. I remember playing one at a friend's house, and
Yeah.
I had a friend who had Vice City, so I went out and found like an old Xbox copy of Vice City,
Yeah.
and I think it was backwards compatible on the 360. So I just played Vice City instead.
I mean, it's one of those things that, I mean, even though, I mean, the Grand Theft Auto games aren't really geared towards the idea of having an elaborate story behind them.
Except for the 5th one.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a story, but I mean, they play into the fact that they know you might not play the story at all.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's face it, I never finished the story 3, Vice City, or San Andreas.
I played all the stories.
I got
ran around
pretty
and killed
close in 3 to finish, or not in Vice City.
Yeah.
And then in 4, I didn't get anywhere. In
I got
4.
I got far enough to where I could unlock the different areas and just go fuck around in those areas. And 3, I never actually did. I would just illegally try to break through and just get over there.
Oh yeah.
Because that was half the fun, is having the cops chase you.
What was it? Yeah, like in 4, if you got to an area before you were supposed to, you had like a 5-star wanted level.
It was crazy. Is like when they had San Andreas come out, you could actually like legitimately fly planes now. And it was funny because you just do the cheat code, spawn a plane, and go over the restricted areas, and the jets would start following you and start shooting at
Oh
you.
gosh.
And they do the same thing in 5, and the jets. I think that's kind of where Battlefield messed things up. Is they made the jets really realistically hard to fly. I mean, not realistic because I mean, obviously it takes a lot more than that, but
Yeah.
they're super hard to fly those in helicopters. Whereas GTA, I mean,
GTA.
fucking Gavin can fly a helicopter and a plane well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
Uh,
that's the thing that I was really stoked with the last Sony press conference where they're like, "Yo, we're bringing Ace Combat back." And I'm like, "Thank God, I need it really good. I love Ace Combat. Ace
So-
Combat's good."
Well, now that you have a computer, have you played the War Thunder? It's a free to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Caden was talking all about that when he first got his computer finished. He's like, "Man, I played War Thunder for like 2 days straight." I was like, "You're gonna die."
It was all right. I wasn't. I'm not amazing at that game. A lot of times I just get frustrated and then just kamikaze people. Not the best method, I know.
Yeah, no, things, do what works.
Yeah.
One Love Japan. Is that headline? Yeah, that's fine.
Well, that's also another thing where I don't get where people get into like the console wars, like which one's better and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, I feel this is all like it's subjective. It's like it's gonna be what you prefer. Nobody can tell
Exactly.
you like the whole PC Master Race type thing. I can see why they're saying that
Yeah.
because you can have a lot of the same stuff in your PC and slowly kind of just change stuff out and keep it up to date,
Yeah.
as opposed to having to buy a whole new console. But it really, for me, always just depends on the type of game that I'm wanting to play.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, there's
in
things...
this game, am I like, because like if am I gonna want to do any sort of like modding type stuff?
Exactly.
Because sometimes it is fun to kind of just like throw some stuff in
Yeah,
there. And
just
with the
fuck around
Steam
with it.
Workshop, it makes it so
Oh.
much easier.
Oh, yeah, no. There's like a lot of people, because that's the number one game I hear about, especially with computers, is usually older people will come in or parents will come in and say, "Hey, my kid wants to play Minecraft. What do I need?" And I'll point them out, and they're like, "Well, they've got the mobile version. What's the actual difference?" I'm like, "Okay, I got you, son." And it's just mods. You've got all like Galacticraft.
Yeah.
He's as broke as it is sometimes.
They've got things like Crazy Craft.
Yeah,
I played a
Tekkit.
Tekkit. Tekkit was
Tekkit's really
a
big.
fun one. Back when it first came out, there's a one that we started playing for a while. Just
a statue.
mods for Minecraft and stuff like that. It was one was a Hexic. That was a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like a fantasy-based thing.
I mean, a lot of like YouTubers got really, really big with.
Playing through a lot of them.
Exactly, is they would get their own mod packs because they would start mixing and matching, and
Well,
some
that's
of
what a
it's
lot
actually-
of those are still.
Yeah, it's
like
just
Tekkit is just a
mashups.
series of just different mods. One was we played as like Attack of the B Team or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Had some really interesting mods. The only bad thing is some of those mods were just so game breaking.
Yeah.
Like one, you could morph into things that you killed. Well, I killed a bat. It gave me the ability to fly, and I was 1-by-1.
Yeah.
So the whole mining and stuff lost all of like the sense of adventure. Like, oh, I might fall or something like that. I'm like, all right, well, I'm way too far down to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Just turn into a bat, dig straight up, and just fly.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It was just too game breaking. And I mean,
And that's something that kind of
that's an issue with I think any mod when you start getting into modding and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
kind
go
of
ahead.
goes back to the idea that overall it seems like kind of the game industry seems like it's gearing more towards story-driven stuff. Because even Minecraft has a story now, and it started as like
yeah,
build shit.
it was seriously just.
I mean, there's a Telltale game for Minecraft now.
Yeah, I remember
I bought it
Way
just
back.
for the sake of buying it.
Minecraft or the
Story
Telltale?
mode. The
Story
Telltale.
mode?
I have not even
Okay.
played it, and I bought it like 4 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, they've only got. I think they just released episode 2 or something like that for
Yeah,
it.
but I just bought it just because, and I was like,
Yeah,
I think I
it-
started it, and then I turned it off because I had to go do something, and I've never played it since then.
I mean, that's something else. I mean, the rise of the Telltale games. I mean,
They're
it's
making
very,
a Batman one.
We
yeah,
talked
no,
about
we
that,
talked
yeah.
about that, and that's super baller.
But it's
so
gotten so
excited for that.
popular, and like the way they did it was actually genius. Like they started
yeah.
off with a series that's already super popular. Walking Dead was
Oh,
like one of the first
absolutely,
ones
yeah.
they
I
did.
mean, I don't watch The
Shit,
Walking
that
Dead, but I've
Pelican.
watched gameplays of that, and it's something that I would probably watch the show if I ever got bored enough.
Fuck.
But
I've tried,
yeah,
but it's one of those things where like there's just so many people talking about it that
yeah,
like, I just can't gain interest in it. Like
it's too
if people would leave me
mainstream.
alone to watch it,
Yeah,
it's not so much like it's too
Yeah, no,
popular. It's literally that like
Hits
I'll
me.
try and start watching it. And, like, what episode you're on now? Has this happened? Oh, you have to get to this. I'm like, just let me enjoy it
just
for what it is.
come on, please.
If
I
you would
watched-
just
I
lay
watched-
off.
The first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead Telltale, I
Mhm.
watched a YouTuber play it,
Yeah.
and like I was just like waiting every week.
Oh yeah, no,
for
I
him to
mean,
release one. And I was
I've
like,
never
just
played a
watched
Telltale
it.
game, but I've watched quite a few of them.
I've played a few. I've got like The Wolf Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
I've played that. Yeah.
I haven't finished it. I started playing it.
You
It
shot him
was
in the
really
dick.
good. I just got distracted with other games, and I started playing Tales
Shot
from
you in the
Borderlands
dick.
because I obviously love
Oh,
Borderlands
yeah,
quite
no.
a bit. If you can't tell,
Oh, I mean, they can't
He has a
tell.
Borderlands
but
No.
we
tattoo.
can tell.
yes, literally.
Context.
Oh, so there's an actual purpose behind this tattoo other than just
Oh,
Borderlands.
Is
yeah.
it because you're a Vault Hunter?
There's an actual purpose. Like there's my first tattoo actually had quite a bit of meaning behind it. We can go into that some other time. We'll finish talking.
I
about
mean,
what
this
we're
has
talking about.
already been a podcast. This is a podcast.
I guess
I mean,
essentially.
that's basically. This might as well just be a test bed for podcasts. Eventually, in like
yeah.
4 years.
It's
Yeah,
just-
it's gonna take us 4 years to make a podcast. Shut up. Don't leave comments down below. We don't want to hear it. Actually, though, dudes, do leave comments. Though, I live a very sad and lonely life. I need people to talk
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Grenades.
But no, I mean, that's something that, and that's always something I kind of point out to people when they're looking is that, granted, a lot of the more cinematic games for the PlayStation get a lot of shit, but I mean, like any of the David Cage games, like Indigo Prophecy was pretty cool. Back in the
Loved
day, I mean, I
Indigo
played that on a
Prophecy.
PS2.
It was
I
PS2.
never played that one.
It was really good.
It was one of those things where it's like, hey, you have decision making, but you really don't have decision making.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah. And then what is?
I mean, you could really say the same for like a Infamous.
in the same
'cause
context, but there was more gameplay
Spoilers,
to it.
but like I remember at one point there was a group.
For a game that's been out
Yeah,
for 10
that's
years.
what I'm saying. Spoilers.
Oh, hey,
in case you haven't
shit's
played
on fire.
Infamous, you've missed out. There's at one point when you first get your powers and everything like that,
Mhm.
where what the mastermind, I forget what his name was, but the guy basically has your girlfriend up on one side
Yeah,
and all these
those
people up on the other,
And you have to choose.
and you have to choose to do the right thing or the bad thing.
Yeah.
And I chose girlfriend. I
Oh,
was doing
obviously,
everything
yeah.
good, but I'm like, no, I gotta save her, and let those other people die. And it was like, oh, just some random person. She was over there. It's like,
And then she gets-
instantly hit, loaded the other, like I saved her before, loaded
Yeah.
it back up, did it, saved them. She was over there. I'm just like, I
It didn't
literally
matter,
can't
yeah.
win. Like it gives the appearance. Basically, it's like, are you gonna try and be like a good person, or are you just gonna do what you want?
Yeah, it's just more of like self-reflection. Like, are
bird.
you gonna be a dick?
Infamous 2 did change it up a bit to
Mhm.
where your decisions didn't like affect like who you fought with at the end,
Yeah,
depending on like some of the decisions you made,
and that's a cool mechanic to throw in.
and like some of the power, even some of the powers you got, depending
Yeah.
on who you sided with.
Negative like frost or
Yeah,
fire.
Frost or like weird Cajun,
It's a weird cage.
Hey, she was
stuff.
kind of hot.
of course. You know, but-
You pick the prettier one is what you're supposed to do, isn't it? Not how games work. When you're given a choice, you give the one.
with Infamous and all those games. I always do a full like a good
Oh,
one
yeah,
and then
you-
a full evil one.
Oh yeah.
See, with games with moral upstanding, like any of the Code Tours, which I absolutely love, all of those, all the Knights of the Old Republic.
You know what's crazy?
Even the MMO.
I didn't play that one.
Okay.
I'm talking about KOTOR 1 and 2.
You can fucking run KOTOR on a fucking phone.
I know, but it looks like shit.
But you can run.
Because it looks
like
like
you can
shit.
run Windows 95 on a
I
fucking
watched-
smartwatch.
I watched someone like playing it. And I was
That's
like, wow, that
ridiculous.
sucks.
Yeah.
Another
mean-
advantage of the PC stuff though,
Yeah.
playing these older games
And that's something like that Steam's really cool about.
to an extent.
Yeah.
I've got the first Jedi Outcast on
Mhm.
Steam.
I love the second one.
Jedi Outcast 2
It was
is
amazing.
so good.
It's like one of the best Star Wars
So good.
games.
But like I've got the first one, Jedi Outcast, which is
Yeah.
really a rough game. Like, there's no like crosshair type thing. You just kind of aim kind of about where they are and you
yeah,
shoot.
you're just like, I think this is where this is.
It does not run amazing.
Yeah.
Like it runs and stuff, but like I guess it's not used to like the game itself doesn't know how to handle a computer with that sort
Yeah, it's like,
of specs.
I don't understand why are you this powerful? Stop.
So a lot of the times, like the graphic settings and stuff, and like the color stuff will like change and get all weird on me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It makes it pretty unplayable.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, but I can still play like Outcast 2 and stuff. Like I said, amazing game. But like the KOTOR games, which is a good thing about like the KOTOR games is it's not super.
Why is there so many
reliant-
people? I don't have enough ammo.
It's not super reliant on your ability to
Melee. All day. Make fuckface proud.
play like.
God damn
this
it!
type
I'm
of a
not doing
game.
this again.
Or it's not like a
Too bad. You have to.
heavy combat type thing. Like the combat is pretty much like, okay, I want to try and do this sort of attack, and then it just does it. You're not having to do that stuff yourself.
Yeah.
I think KOTOR is just
Oh my
very
god.
much like RPG heavy, like story driven stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know that we'll like get to the like RPG aspect, even though Fallout 4, did pretty damn well for it.
Apparently,
for
yeah. I mean,
new people getting
depending-
into it.
Apparently, I still haven't finished, but depending on what side of what faction you end up
Yeah.
ultimately deciding to go with, changes the outcome.
So we definitely need to figure that out for fuckface, so we know who to side with to be as evil as we can.